Well, good morning.
Hello.
And welcome to the beautiful island of Kefalonia.
Yeah.
Our first time here.
Wanted to come here for a long time.
We have.
It looks absolutely beautiful.
From what we've seen on the YouTube videos and the like, a little paradise island, and we've had a little taste of it yesterday. We arrived about midday and had a little trip down to the beach, which was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yes, lots of fun.
But we are out today on our first hike, as you can see. And we've decided to go straight in with the big guns, haven't we?
Yes.
No messing around this time.
Highest on the island.
Yep, the highest peak on the island of Kefalonia is Mount Ainos, the summit of which is called Mega Soros, which I really like. Sounds like something from Jurassic Park, doesn't it?
That is pretty cool.
And we've been dropped off at the park gate, the Mount Ainos National Park gate.
Yeah, there are shorter ways you can do this, but we want to make a day of it.
You can actually go up on a sort of vehicle track all the way up to the top, can't you? I think we'll
so.
possibly come down that way. But we are now on a sort of down from the flanks ridge path, if you like. So the summit ridge is up to our right, quite a way up to our right.
The Eza path?
We are on the Eza path, yeah, the Eza trail. And this kind of contours through the forest, beautiful forest.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Just absorbing the sights and sounds as we go. Look at this. Huge down tree there. But yes, we are heading along this path for a while, which drops us onto a little track down, a little bit further down. Actually, we're losing altitude to start with.
Yeah.
And then we follow that for a kilometre or two, I think.
Yeah.
And then there's a steep push up to the summit, which I'm quite looking forward to. So, yeah, we're throwing it all out and going in straight for the big one from the off. Fresh legs, so hoping that's a wise move.
Hopefully a bit of a weather window as well. We might get some showers later on in the week.
Yeah.
So we wanted to do this one while.
Well, we're going to hopefully get some good weather.
Get the views.
It's a little bit chillier up here, but we have got a bit of altitude, so only to be expected.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough talking. Let's get walking. So it's a pretty good path, typical forest path really, a lot of, as you can see behind me, this sort of stuff. Some of it's rocky, some of it's rooty. It is marked, we've got in fact, you see these red flashes, these little red arrows on some of the rocks. And when you come to a section like that where the sun pokes through, oh, glorious.
Beautiful.
Yeah, some signs along the way, some we don't really understand. I think that says Ainos in Greek. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, because I have no idea about Greek. And there's these little markers as well, these little dangly bits of red and white tape, which I think are something to do with an ultramarathon, which went on here a couple of days back, according to a guy we just met up towards where we started. But yeah, it's all good. It is warming up as the sun comes up, and as I say, the path is good. So things are going well so far. So our lovely forest track is coming to an end, and this vehicle track here, excuse the noise of the GPS, is what we're going to be taking next. But we've dropped down about 700 feet from where we started. Some nice views over there though, isn't there? Check that out.
And that path was just delightful.
Yeah, absolutely lovely. Really peaceful, quiet, calm forest path. But yeah, that's some glorious views. So, yes, we are heading towards this vehicle track, which we follow for about, I think, a couple of miles in that direction. Again, heading in the same direction as the summit ridge, kind of east to west-ish. And somewhere along the line, after a couple of miles, we've got a right turn up the flanks of Mount Ainos, which is apparently very steep. Loving that backdrop. So yeah, we're kind of, sorry about the GPS.
We need to change the Z.
Yeah, we need to turn it down. Yeah, we're not quite sure where this right turn is. Apparently it's signposted, and we should know it by the fact that it's mega steep. So, mega steep path to Mega Soros. Oh, now there's a title. Just loving these views over to the left. So our nice vehicle track has led us to this point.
Gorgeous.
With some nice views over there. We've been on that for maybe, what, a couple of miles?
Yeah, I think so. Nice
A few spots of drizzle and some sunshine. But we have come to this point, which I'll be honest has been a bit tricky to find.
Yeah.
We had some issues with the mapping on the GPS I was able to get for this island wasn't great, and this particular path here isn't on it, so we've had to
I mean, actually the flashing's really
Yeah,
good if you pay attention to the sign. I think it was just the way we plotted it.
yeah,
We'd gone past what we thought was the turn.
so there's been red flashes on the rocks, but this path here is the start of a bit of a lung buster by all accounts. This is going to take us quite quickly. In fact, we've got this signboard here. From, you can't really see that too well, from the path we're on there, straight up to the summit. But this stretch here is rather steep. We've got to gain about 2,000 feet in I don't know what, but it's a very short space of time. So get your climbing boots on. So a nice, well-maintained path with some good log steps in it, but it is very steep. But we did expect that.
Nice flash.
Yeah, we've got this flashing going on, which is handy. Another one up there. Well, we are about 40 odd minutes into the lung buster, and it is pretty tough going. It is pretty steep, but it's a good path, which is making it better. But I'm getting hungry. Do you think it's time for a lunch stop soon?
Maybe soon.
Yeah, we'll keep eyes out for any half decent spots to sit and have a bite to eat. But yeah, views out back there, stunning. This whole wooded section, lovely feel to it. Good path, still got all the flashing going on. Happy days. So we stopped back there for a little bite to eat, which was nice in the forest, but we are just approaching this, holy moly. Wow, that's a bit of alright. Yeah, we've been sort of embedded in that forest with not a great deal of views for a while. So just to pop out at this corner and see that is pretty special, isn't it?
Amazing.
Very nice. And on we go.
The relentless zigzags.
Zigging and zagging like there's no tomorrow. So we are finally out of this wooded area after nearly 2 hours of zigging and zagging. Awesome views over here. And I do believe that's the summit. So let's head on over. Last little push. What have we got over here? Wow. Okay. That's pretty nice. Good Lord. Is that part of Kefalonia or is that a separate island?
No, I think it's a separate island. What would that be? Maybe it's empty, I'm not sure.
We are not familiar enough with this island and this area to know, but
Wow.
that looks like a separate island to me. But yeah, that is one hell of a view. And over this side as well. So I think this is mainland Kefalonia. Sorry guys, we're newbies to this place. Wow. Not even the very top yet. Let's head up here and finish off, eh? Well folks, with a large dark cloud on the horizon. There she is.
Top of Kefalonia.
Summit of Kefalonia. We've got yeah, a bit of a dark cloud over there, some radio masts over here in the distance I think. You can probably hear the clinking and clanking. In fact, wow,
They're on the way to us.
there's a whole load. See on this path here, a whole load of mountain goats. But some absolutely breathtaking views. As I say, apologies, we are not sure what a lot of this stuff is because we are newbies to this area, but it is pretty spectacular, it has to be said. Very nice indeed. With the jingle jangle of mountain goats' bells in the background. Hoping that cloud isn't coming our way, but I think it is. Stunning. We've got company, lots and lots of company. A little symphony of goat bells going on. It's alright guys. Nice tune you're playing. Now that is one large herd. They're all off down the other side of this hill as well. Another little crew heading off down this side here. Tubular bells by the goats. Well, a pretty spectacular summit, it has to be said. But a bit of a fleeting visit because we've just realised we've got a taxi pickup at the point we were dropped off, booked for 5 o'clock, and it's 10 to 4, and there's absolutely no way on earth we're going to be there in time. So we're not really sure. I think we're going to get reception up here, so we're going to have to try and get in touch with Kefalonia taxis and see what we can do. But yeah, still a bit to go yet. Right then. Well, we've come back down off the summit and ended up on this high level vehicle track, logging road, whatever it is, which is quite good. And we've managed to get in touch with the good folks at Kefalonia taxis and knock back our pickup time by about an hour to 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Underestimated this one again. Keep doing that when we go to
ever learn.
to these far-flung countries.
But it's been fantastic. I
Yeah.
wouldn't change the way we've done it, the route that we've done it.
It was one hell of a summit, that. Absolutely
Yeah.
stunning.
And a challenging climb up.
Yeah.
That pull up.
So those zigzags were basically down this slope here. And they did go on forever, didn't they? It was knocking on 2 hours, I think.
2 hours, about that.
Yeah, tough going. But you can access the summit from this road we're on now, heading in this direction, leads to a car park.
Yeah.
Not far from, you've probably seen those radio masts, which were in the drone footage at the summit. And I think there's a car park up there that you can get to. Because we've seen some people who are clearly not proper, you know, hikers, who are heading up here in flip-flops and white shirts and stuff. But we wanted to do it the proper way.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be up there in no time doing
Yeah.
it that way, but
It's
where's
not
the fun in that?
It's not a proper walk to us. So yeah, we came kind of all the way along under this ridge here, cut up the side, up to the summit, back down.
And actually the views were beautiful over
Yeah,
there. Because
they
something
still
to
are.
mention is it is in the trees for a lot of it, isn't
Yeah.
it? You only really get views at the summit when you're right on top of it.
But the lower forest track that we were on, the views from that were absolutely mind-blowing, weren't they?
So yeah, we're there.
But yeah, it's probably going to be this sort of forest road, I think, maybe for about, what are we thinking, about 6 miles, something like that?
I don't know.
Don't know.
We'll let you know.
Back to the park gate where we got dropped off. So we are just going to get our head down and try and dog these miles in and not disappoint Mr. Kefalonia taxis by knocking back the 6 o'clock any later. Now that's a bench with a view. Well, our forest track has dropped us onto this proper road, and we're heading on down, all downhill from here,
Yeah,
back to the car park where we were dropped off.
trying to hoof it a little bit.
Yeah, we're still pushing it for time. Definitely underestimated this one, didn't we?
Yes. But what an introduction.
Yeah,
Kefalonia.
fabulous, absolutely
Amazing.
fabulous.
Absolutely beautiful.
Stunning summit, just wish we'd had a little bit longer there. Amazing views,
Yeah.
great paths, great signposting.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Weather's been good. We had a tiny bit of drizzle this morning and there's a bit of sun floating around now. There's been a bit of cloud, but a good mix
Yeah.
for a day's hike.
It's a bit colder, but
Yeah. You always
5
expect that at altitude though, don't you?
5,500 foot, yeah.
But yeah, all in all, great first day, loving it.
Yes.
So I think we're not far from the car park now. We are going to wrap this one up here. And we're heading back out tomorrow for another day, aren't we?
We are indeed.
But as always, thanks very much for watching. And yeah, we shall see you on the next one. Ta-ta for now.
Bye.
See ya.